Good day, wizards, and welcome to your very first lesson in Natural Science and Technology in Grade 5. In this lesson, we will focus on many different plants and animals, interdependence as well as animal types. Let's begin with plants and animals on Earth. There are many different plants and animals living in different habitats on Earth. A habitat wizard is a natural home of a plant or an animal. Habitats in water are called aquatic habitats. Habitats on land are called terrestrial habitats. Plants and animals depend on one another for food and shelter. Now let's continue to look at the many different plants and animals. Plants and animals and their habitats make up the total biodiversity on Earth. A habitat is the natural home of the plant or animal. Plants and animals have special features for survival in their habitats. The habitat of a plant or animal determines the features of an organism in that particular habitat. South Africa has a wide variety of indigenous plants and animals. Indigenous plants and animals are organisms that have always lived in a certain area. Indigenous organisms can live in different habitats. Now, plants grow in different habitats. Wizards, the water lily lives in water. It has leaves that are large and flat. The leaves float on the water. Rooibos plants grow in dry, sandy soil. The leaves of the plants are thin and small, so less water loss takes place from them. Now, wizards, let's continue to look at animals and how they live in different habitats. Different organisms live in specific areas known as habitats. The organisms get food, water, and air in their habitats. The habitats also supply shelter to the organisms so that they are protected amongst their enemies. The frog lives in water. Its fingers and toes are webbed so that it can swim. Now let's look at the interdependence. Plants and animals depend on each other. Interdependence means two or more things relate to each other. This means plants and animals in a habitat depend on each other. Some plants depend on other plants to grow. A plant that provides food, water, and shelter for another plant to grow is called a host. For example, the mistletoe does not have proper roots to absorb water from the soil. They grow on trees and use the water on the host tree. Animals and plants also depend on each other. Some plants depend on insects for successful reproduction. Butterflies drink nectar from flowers for food. In return, the flowers get pollinated by the butterfly. Many plants depend on animals to distribute their seeds. This ensures that the plant reproduces successfully. The seeds of some plants have hooks. These hooks attach to the fur of animals. The seeds are dispersed this way. Some animals also depend on plants for protection and shelter. The woodpecker's nest is high up in a tree trunk where the mother raises her chicks. This is to protect them from predators.